Hi, Troy.
Deepti, nice to finally meet you in person.
Oh, yes. I thought let's just record this meeting and post on each other's YouTube channel or whatever uh, channel to create more awareness.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
We'll just talk about our own journeys, how we got diagnosed. Just normal conversation between two patients.
Okay, I'm recording also. Where you live?
I live in San Jose, California. What about you?
I'm in Maricopa, Arizona.
Oh, wow. How is the
Yeah.
weather out there?
Have you ever been to Arizona?
I have never been to Arizona.
What are you waiting for?
I see. And I see some interesting thing of what do you do spiritual fast for dialysis patient? What is it about? Is it a book or something?
Yeah, it's my book. I wrote a book. It's my life story. But what's interesting is it's broken down into 40 days, right? So it's like a memoir, it's like a devotional, and it's a fast all in one. And basically, each day you go through the book, you hear part of my story. You get a biblical verse that corresponds to the story. Then you get like a mini devotional, and then you get reflection questions, and then a prayer, and then you fast from one particular thing that day. So it's because as dialysis patients, it's not recommended that we do full food fasts, but this is a way for people to fast and still be obedient to their spiritual discipline. So we fast from things like social media one day, TV one day, entertainment one day, maybe junk food or fast food or caffeine, and and you go through 40 days. You hear my story, and you get to cleanse yourself while spending time with God. So that's what the book is about.
Have you already converted this into podcast?
Say again?
Have you converted this book into podcast as well?
Podcast? Not yet. Not yet. It's on the agenda, but right now I'm just focusing on serving my people. And when I say my people, I'm referring to dialysis disciples. It's my Facebook group and my dialysis coaching program. So,
Okay.
I use this book as a means to help people on dialysis. Maybe they're struggling with energy or freedom or a mindset that keeps them stuck. And I just use the word of God to help people get unstuck.
That's so nice of you. I feel like I can actually just make you an app so that it's easier. You can pick it, you don't need to pay anything for that. It's not going to be too much costly. It's just going to be around $10 or $20, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. So let me ask you something. I see in your LinkedIn bio and other things on Facebook that you have an AI healthcare AI program. Can you talk to me about that a little bit?
Okay, so I'm an actually engineer. So when I was diagnosed with kidney failure in 2024, I literally was irritated because I'm not used to taking the medicines. I'm not pretty bad at that. And I got to know about this hackathon, some coding challenge. So I thought, let me build an app to manage my medication. So
Mm.
that's the reason I developed an app, which is essentially a medical tracker. I think I gave you its test flight link too for testing. We are still in the beta testing phase before we release it to the public, and also working on the compliance and the PHI issues before we tell the people, okay, it's good to go ahead. And in fact, I'm thinking around the more strategic route so that people can adopt it by referral through the transplant team or the doctors. Like when I went to
Okay.
my nephrologist, she told me that if it's all cleared, she will actually refer the application for her dialysis and transplant patients.
That's nice. So is it for dialysis? I mean, is it for transplant patients or dialysis patients?
You can actually use both. Let me give you a walkthrough. It. Give me a second. I just send you a request for sharing
Oh,
my
yeah, I got you.
screen.
You good.
Okay, let me open the application.
Mhm.
And uh, So basically, I developed the application for my own condition first because I was irritated managing all the medications, especially as a young patient. You have too much things to do about and all those things. So like let me have an application to manage this part of my life, which is most important. So I developed this application in January. It's pretty easy to load. Like you can be a caregiver or you can be a patient or you and as a I'm not giving your actual email address. I'm just giving
Okay.
the example.com. You can check it out later. I create your
Hmm.
account. As soon as you get the account, you can select your conditions. So you can see the dialysis is also there, kidney transplant is also there. I'll say
Got you.
choose say
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. I got you.
yeah.
Other organ transplant. Okay. Yeah.
We also have that feature, and I actually also have 1 second, couple of other stuff as well. Hypertension because most of the kidney patient my blood pressure is always fluctuating, and I have
Yeah.
thyroid too. So I'll add that and
Okay.
I'll click continue. Then it asks me for the transplant type. I can skip it if I don't have a transplant, but I do have a transplant, so I'll add in that information. I'll add my blood group, any allergies I have, and then I can start loading my medication either by typing in or just by the camera
Mm.
or upload photo. Like, let me write prednisone, uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I can mention its time once, twice, and even how many times I need to take that one. And then any
Mm-hmm.
instructions, like say, take after breakfast,
Right.
and then the pharmacy. So this one comes from Alpha Script, so I can mention that doctor's
Oh,
note.
that's awesome. This
Yeah.
is really good. This is really comprehensive, DT.
Yeah, and I can add any other notes and I click continue. If you want to have someone aware of your conditions, so you can add them as your care team. Like suppose you have a friend, say uh, SR, SR. You can select your relationship. What is your relationship with the friend? So you can see that there's an option of a doctor and nurse too. So you can
Wow.
add that, and then
This is so cool.
this person's email address, and after you get this person will get an email enabled after you add him as a care team. You can add multiple care persons, and care person can also be a patient. So what's cool about that, you might be a patient but you may be a caregiver to your kid or one of your friends too, and you can access their own
Hmm.
data too and scold them you have not taken your medication. Especially it's
Hmm.
especially useful like you have a dialysis group that people will have a mentor responsible for checking each other, and they can help each other
Right.
take the medicines on time. And then the blood pressure, because I take my measure my blood pressure twice every day. I don't know how many times you take.
Yeah, yeah. Once or twice. Yeah. With transplant, you gotta be on top of that.
Yes, that's the reason. I was on dialysis for 8 months, and I used to do peritoneal dialysis, and I hated it. But I also hated in-center dialysis too. That's
Hmm.
another
Hmm.
story. Blood sugar, I don't have blood sugar, but we know that as a kidney patient, the number one cause of kidney failure is diabetes.
Hmm. Hmm.
We can add that. I don't have any number for this one. I'll enter my weight, which has increased a lot after transplant.
Yeah,
Then,
yeah. We talked about it a little bit in the
yeah, I
messages.
gained 60 pounds. I have, and then I add my temperature and then oxygen level. I think this one is captured by the blood pressure machine only. And if required, I can actually add more stuff the people want to actually want me to add. You can ask your patient what do they want to capture, and we can create the alert. Like suppose your temperature jumps from 98.6 to 100. I can send an alert to the care team and even the emergency contacts that somebody needs to take care of you.
This is
And
so cool, Deepti.
then how
I'm
you
already
feel.
seeing like you could white label this with the transplant centers. This
Yeah.
is awesome.
And then I'm working on this one, like I can connecting with different wearable devices.
Yeah, Apple Watch. Yeah, yeah, I have one of those.
Yes, so I'm working on this part right now. And if you see here meds, and you can see here it's giving me details, then I can even edit it or add more information. and I can archive it, delete it, because many times we need to archive because they change the dosage. My medicine doses get changed every 3 weeks.
Right, right.
So this is pretty useful. And if I go to the home page, if I've taken the medicine, I click on take now and just register it. So everyone in my care circle will also know that, oh, I have taken the medicine today on time or not what time. And even can, if you want to validate the medication, I can add this feature too. Like
That's
somewhere,
so cool.
somewhere store the how the medicine boxes look like or pills look like.
Wow.
And how are you feeling today? This is like something interesting because people like to journal a lot.
Prednisone. I feel like I gained 175 pounds. I was on prednisone too, DT, and as part of the one of the chapters in my book, one of the days in my book, I talk about how they put me on prednisone to boost up my kidney function, and I gained 50 pounds. So yeah, so a prednisone and being able to write down how you feel, very, very this is awesome. This is an awesome app.
That's why when I was looking at your book and talking to you, I was like, I can convert it into an application, and trust me, it's not going to cost much. I can for not more than $20. The coding
Okay.
cost. I can my hours don't count because I'm going to vibe code it. I can even teach you so that if you have anything else, so you can take my help. Because it would be.
I would love to take you up on that. DP. Let's schedule a call to do that next time.
Yep, and then you can see the tracker, what is the adherence rate, and it's useful for the care circle entirely that you can have a group meeting and discuss each other's weekly performance. Like you have a dialysis group, you can tell them, okay, show up your weekly adherence rate and start scolding why are you not taking medication on time. In this
Yeah.
way, people will become responsible because once they know that they have to be held accountable for their own health, they take the things more seriously
Yes.
and are more productive in taking the medications on time. And this is
And if
a
they
AI
know if yeah, and if they know someone else is going to hold them accountable, they're more likely to do it. If they know somebody's going to yell at them for not doing it.
exactly. And there's a AI chat companion. It's similar to the chat GPT, but more towards the kidney care itself. So you see that any answer it's generating, it's giving the link that I'm not actually hallucinating or making up stuff. These are the sources
Yes.
why I'm saying that.
That this okay, DT, sorry to pause you. This right here is next level. And I want to pause here because I want to ask you a little bit about this. Um, when you program this AI, um, you created its own specific Bible, correct?
Right.
So the questions will be answered in a way that directly relates to the Bible you created, and I'm sure the Bible is specifically created with the knowledge of kidney diagnosis and transplant things. So it won't give you just a generic Chat GPT answer.
Exactly. That's exactly the point. I prompted it to be very
Mhm.
specific and also mention the sources so that it's
Yeah.
we are and also give a disclaimer. We are not making up the things. We say what is in the internet. Because if you have to look up these kind of sources on the internet, people will spend hours. So I'm like, okay, just ask here. We'll give you the sources. And we can actually even change the language as the patients wanted. Because I know the patients are always asking for new things. In we even like if you have people who are Spanish, don't understand English, I can create another version where we can get answers in the Spanish too. And this is an insight where you can, right now, I don't have any insights about
Right.
because there's no data, but it can create my personalized summary. And oh, you got it.
Question. Um, will this app be what's the price point for this app, I should say? Will it only be available for transplant centers or talk to me about how you would get this app out to people?
That's exactly the things I'm working on. Firstly, is the compliance part. We are working on the
Hmm.
compliance part, and I actually want the doctors to recommend the application so that I get
Right.
actually money from the doctors and made like certain features free of cost to the patients. And like suppose this one chat component, I need to limit like okay, if you have a free version, limit yourself for 2 or 3 chats per day
Yeah. Okay.
so that you do not add up the cost and people who have the pro one they pay up for the whatever the charge you are having in and
Yes. Yes.
it's some kind of that pricing mechanism, but this needs to be referred by the ideally I want that you talk to your doctor so that he can do the testing, and once he gives the heads up, I can work with him so that he started recommending to other patients and other doctors, so more patients can benefit from it. And also, if you think that certain features might be more valuable for the dialysis patient, let me know. I was not on the dialysis for a very long time, so I don't have much data point on that part. I understand transplant more because after transplant I was actually in hospital for 3 months.
Okay, Deep, let me pause you again. So that you read my mind kind of. That was going to be my next question because I have been on dialysis for 25 years, off and on, two transplants, and I'm a three-time cancer survivor, right? So I have a lot of lived experience. Would there be a way to make that part of this platform, this application, um, connecting with someone who has lived experience, or maybe a way for me to input lived experience into this platform? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, we can do that. We can you can tell me go through this application. I'll send you the Apple Store link as well, and this link as well, and let me know that what information you want the application to capture to your kind of a specific cases. Because few days before you, I was talking to a lady. She was on the liver transplant and liver cancer survivor. I was like, I need to use a story. What you want me? I'll build it for you because this app is driven by the real patient experiences like mine. I want the patients to
Mm.
come together and talk to me. Okay, this is the thing which we feel can be more beneficial for our use cases. Then I can start prioritizing that. Okay, how these are the different user stories I'm getting in, and what can serve the patients. I cannot enter in each and every every aspect, but right now we still are in the testing phase. The inputs of the somebody like you would really add more valuable and make it like for the next version coming forward.
Yes, because again, I've had two transplants, and
It's a lot to live through. It's a lot to live through. I give total hats off to you, Troy, for sharing and being vulnerable around me.
yeah, no worries. And here's the thing I want you to know why why my two transplant stories are important, because I lost the kidneys for two specific reasons that will help your audience. Firstly, I I I can be a perfect story for people who are not compliant, and the horror story from not being compliant. Because my first kidney, I wasn't compliant. I was young, I was dumb, I was in my 20s, and I didn't take my medicine on time. So that story could be helpful. Then my second transplant, I lost because of my, the surgery to repair my cancer and remove my bladder. I received a medication that was nephrotoxic, and that ruined my kidney. So I have two stories that can help people about one from non-compliance and one from circumstances out of your control. So I believe that's the way I can add value to the people who get this app.
Yes. And since I am also a young, and one of the reasons you mentioned of being the compliant, that the same trouble I had, but I know the coding skills. I'm a techie. But if you look at my
Hmm.
LinkedIn profile, before that, I was working with the big tech companies and as an engineer. So building
Hmm.
this application is not a problem for me, to be honest.
Okay.
So I just took my own simple use case to begin with, and this is the interesting part of mood mirror part. So I uploaded my own photo. This is my LinkedIn
Hmm.
profile photo, and AI
Hmm.
is analyzing me right now, and it will let's see how it gives the input. This is something interesting for both the dialysis and the transplant patients because they want some
Yeah.
just give them a laugh.
Yeah, this is cool.
So
I'm interested to see what it says. So it's looking at your face and determining the emotion that you had in this
oh
moment.
yeah, you see,
Wow, look at that. That's incredible. This is going to be very valuable. I can't imagine any kid. If you just, I'm going to switch to my business marketing hat on. Put my business marketing hat on. Right.
yeah.
This is a tremendous value add. Right. This is
Yep.
and the good thing is how it's segmented is that there's no one in the kidney journey who can't get value from this application. So your market is everyone in the kidney transplant dialysis CKD world.
Exactly. I know, and to be honest, I have a very personal connection to the kidney failure. When I was 10 or 12, one of my father's sister, she was on the dialysis. We lost her. Then I was
Oh,
23. My father got diagnosed with a kidney failure. He was on the peritoneal dialysis. He got
wow.
peritonitis and his body gave up. He spent the last 3 months of his life in a hospital and eventually died of stroke in front of my own eyes. My mother and
Oh,
my brother were besides me
he passed away from peritonitis?
because
That
of the
was the root cause.
peritonitis led to the hospitalization because he got
Yeah,
an infection. And he already had a lot of underlying conditions too. So his body
yeah.
was not able to take it. And then eventually he got a stroke.
Wow. Oh my God, Deepti.
And
I am
then
so,
after 10 years, after like this, my father expired in 2013. And fast forward in 2024, exactly a gap of 11 years, I got diagnosed with a kidney failure, stage 5, creatinine 30, and hemoglobin 3.5. And I was like bold enough to enter
hold on,
the.
pause. Your hemoglobin was 3.5.
Yes,
Wow. You were probably dragging yourself. You couldn't take two steps without falling apart.
I took the Uber from my own home, went to a Good Samaritan hospital in San Jose on my own. Nobody was there besides me. I just told my coworkers I need to go to the ER. I'm not feeling well. I went there, and after 4 hours, I was just told that I need a transplant, and they started dialysis with immediately.
Wow.
So, how do you think that engineering mind won't actually build this when you already saw that? The nurses were.
Deepti, I am so glad you reached out to me, girl. You were a blessing. Um, I'll let you get back to the app because it's fascinating, but talking to you is fascinating as well. You reached out to me because you wanted to introduce me to the Toastmasters, the kidney Toastmasters um group. And I got a lot of value from that call too, and I'm definitely interested in
So you
joining
can.
that group.
So you can actually one second. Either you.
I don't want to take you off what you were talking about. This app is fascinating, um, but yeah, I just want to let you know I'm going to talk to what's her name, Lisa.
Yeah, you can talk to Lisa or you can check with Shobha or anyone. They will add you to the group. So we actually had a meeting yesterday. So
Okay,
if you want, they will add you to the mailing list and walk you through the all the logistic requirement of the kidney stories Toastmasters.
okay. Lisa was actually when I emailed her, she said she was actually sailing through the Panama Canal when she got my email. So she said she'll be back next week, so I can talk to her then.
Yeah,
But
you can talk.
but I'm sorry to kick you off your square. If you can want to finish talking about the app, you can.
Yep. So this is the mood mirror, which is the interesting part, and there are
Yeah,
other
this is
things.
fun.
And then the appointments one, because we have a lot of appointments. I went to the doctor, they gave me a paper and told me next appointment. So I can just open the
Hmm.
application or sync it up with my calendar to add my information that, okay, I have a follow-up meeting with my doctor. And besides doctor, we have a lot of call with our insurance nurses. During my, almost during my dialysis and the first year of transplant, Aetna nurse used to call me every month. And I get a lot of other calls too, like from my pharmacy and from other medical team as well. And to make
You
this,
thought of everything, girl, with this thing.
it took me like 1.5 months to develop this application, and that's why I'm now reaching out to the patients. I'm reaching out to the kidney organizations, doctors everywhere possible, and trying to raise funds to get this thing out in the market. I'm literally spending time out besides my own work, which I'm doing for the gift health, to focus and see that this is really, I know the benefit this is going to create for everyone.
This is amazing.
And this
Thank
is
you
just
for.
driven by the real patient experiences. This is not something like I can which is, I don't know. I mean, whenever I showed this application to a lot of cancer survivors initially for testing. Even my own manager, she was so generous enough to test it and even gave a lot of interesting feedback. Then there was a friend, he's a 3 times cancer survivor. He also gave a lot of good feedbacks. So I mean, I added some gamification because maybe like we can add
Mm-hmm.
some kind of a game for the transplant or dialysis patients up
Mm-hmm.
here in this section. Or we can even add your meditation, the one you were mentioning. And there's a learning section like understanding your medication. Just a small things people would like to read anytime.
This is good. Yeah, I think just adding some lived experience stuff because this is it's really medical, but I like the mood mirror and just adding some lived experience stuff. I think would take this to the next level.
And if you want to have your emergency contacts, because in your phone it's just too much full. Like I have too many contacts,
Yeah,
lot
me
of.
too.
So this is like, but just for the emergency contact, like your transplant team, your dialysis team, or even your insurance, you can just pull it up there, and I can work. I know the technical stuff behind that. If something happens, we can send the triggers to the your emergency contacts
Mhm.
and the care team too. If you have the information up here, you just ask me for the thing what you want, I can make it available. The technology is my headache. I know how to get the tech stuff done. And then this is a report part, which you can actually download, take a printout, and share it with your doctor too, and tell them proudly that, okay, I'm taking my medicines on time. You see,
I don't see why every transplant in America wouldn't use this. Because when I had a transplant, this was a while ago, nothing like this was available.
when I got the transplant, uh, I got a sheet of papers to write my blood pressures and blood pressure machine, weighing machine, and all that, the standard stuff. But all I needed was this kind of a application, so I created it myself.
I got something for you. I'm not sure if this is something that this app has, or if you even thought about it. What if you were able to um connect, say, your scale, your blood pressure cuff, maybe your diabetes reader, glucose monitor. What if you could Bluetooth it to the and have it take it and have it come right to the app?
That is doable. That is doable. But I need to know that exact configuration of the machines people are using, because mine does
Hmm.
not have a Bluetooth one. So if you have
Hmm.
something examples, you can send me and I can look into the specifications. But in the next versions, like this is a good one to begin with, and
Yes,
as like within 2 or 3 months, I can start releasing more features on the automations around.
got you.
And there's an interesting part, which is the second part of this application, is actually a recipe app.
Mm.
Let's get started. And I'll say chronic kidney disease because I'm a kidney transplant person and I can give the context. So, what is your context, Troy?
Uh, uh, Dialysis, long-term dialysis patient.
And low potassium, low sodium,
No, it will probably be high potassium or high phosphorus rather than low.
and
On
sodium.
dialysis, on dialysis, you know, the machine pulls a lot of stuff out of you, but it's not good at pulling phosphorus molecule out of your blood. So
Okay.
so
I think,
phosphorus kind of builds up on us. The only thing low will be low blood pressure. I'm dealing with low blood pressure right now. So that's something that you might want to add. Um
uh, can you ping
energy
me
sa-
can you ping me the things I need to add here on after this call? I'll send you
yeah,
the
yeah.
link
So
because I actually,
it's recording in the AI notes will give us our both of our
yeah,
to-do lists, and you can add this to my to-do list. I'll give you something for this health
yes.
context.
Because in mine was like I need to be careful of the high potassium stuff. So I give the
Right.
potassium one. Was
Hmm.
actually given potassium binder because after transplant, once my potassium shot up to 5.9.
Okay. Oh, see, I see what you're saying. It's saying so. It's not asking what your particular issue is. It's asking you the kind of diet that you need.
Exactly.
Got
It's
you.
it's
Okay.
going to
So yeah,
generate.
low phosphorus will probably be best for me.
Okay. And gentle dilution or just choose whatever the
I'm
feature.
good with that. I'm good with that. Energy saving meals. Dialysis patients are always looking for energy.
Okay. And okay, I'm just going to put random
50,
number.
54. I'll be 55 to, 2 days or next week.
Okay. And what is your energy level to cook? So you can tell it upfront.
Well, me, because I'm a dialysis coach and I teach these things, I have relatively high energy. But
Uh,
most of the people I talk to have very low energy.
yeah, let's take their case. And what are we preparing?
Breakfast is my favorite meal of the day.
And any calorie conscious because sometimes some people do that on dialysis.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Say 2,500.
And Any calorie breakfast calorie intake you want to limit?
Breakfast is my biggest meal, so maybe I'll take 1,400 for breakfast and then eat a light rest of the day.
Okay. And then it's asking your dietary pattern.
So I don't eat pork. I'm not sure if you can put that on there, but I don't eat pork, but that's just me.
Okay. I can just mention it, no pork.
Hmm.
And what do you want to eat? We have a lot of options up here for you.
Uh,
We can add more.
I love I love Mediterranean food.
That's something I found common in a lot of American people. They're more about the Mediterranean food. And what
I
is your
love Mediterranean. I love them. I had a gyro yesterday.
and which these one high
High
protein
protein. Dialysis patient need a lot of protein.
and quick under 30 minutes
Sure.
and soft and easy to chew meals, or you're okay with
No, I
that?
don't need that.
Okay. And okay, what do you want to do here?
Already use what's in my kitchen. Content, food, common. Yeah, let's go. Surprise me.
Okay, let's go with that. So let's see what is getting generated up here. Oh wow, this looks interesting.
Yes. This is. You already blew me away. You don't have to show me anymore. Like, here's my money. Like, here's my money, DP. You don't have to show me anything else. This is awesome. This is what's missing in the kidney community. I'm grateful that I'm able to have the conversation with you about this.
You can share, I'll share both the links and you can share with your community too and let them know
I will
that
do.
and if you can actually coordinate them to combine up a feedback that I can implement in both the applications so that
Yes.
it's useful because I'm still working on getting these are still in the beta testing mode. Once I
Hmm.
get its validation and make it available for the public, I'll update you. It might be a 1 month or 2 month time period. I'm working on
Okay.
my way because compliance is my biggest issue. But I'll make sure to keep you posted about it. And if you want to, what do you want to cook actually?
For breakfast, I
Yeah.
think I'll take the eggs, the best soft scrambled eggs. Let's try that.
Okay. Whisk eggs and cream and balls till combined.
So
And
will this be a companion app or will it be part of the MediMate app?
it's a different one. We don't want one app to be
Yeah.
too much.
Right.
It would be too much
So
information.
will you sell them as a bundle? I'm sorry, I'm a marketer and an entrepreneur by heart, so that's why I ask these types of questions. Will you sell them in a bundle, this app in a bundle, or you haven't got that far yet?
I think that's one of the things in my mind. But yeah, we have the individual. We need to have the individual pricing too, because some patients
Yeah.
might, would be, I don't know, like the reaction, but that's a good idea. The bundle of applications. Pour
Mhm.
in the eggs and
Oh, it gives you tells you how to cook. It has a menu recipe and how to cook it too. This is awesome.
exactly.
Hmm.
Toast the sourdough and top it with the eggs and fresh herbs. Bon appetit.
This is amazing.
So, well, let's come back to your journey from my own applications.
Okay.
And so, how did you got diagnosed? Because you were very young. That's what I got to know when you were with the kidney failure. Do you know the reason or anything like that? And
Yeah, so again, it's outlined in the book. Again, my kidney journey is 40 broken into 40 days. But yeah, so I was diagnosed when I was 20 years old. I was in the Marine Corps, and for some reason, the Marine Corps and the military are obsessed with pulling your wisdom teeth. I don't know why. So they sent me down to the dental to get my wisdom teeth pulled. But when I got there, they said, Private Sneed, we can't pull your wisdom tooth. Your blood pressure is way too high. Go over to the medical department and see why your blood pressure is so high. So I go over to the medical department. They take some blood. I go back to the barracks, come back maybe a week later, a couple of days later, and they said your blood test shows some very irregular numbers. They said things about creatine and I'm sorry, creatinine and BUN and proteinuria and all those words. But at the time, I didn't know what they meant. I didn't care what they meant. I'm 20-year-old Marine. I'm invincible. Whatever. What do I do next? So they said, because of your numbers, we want to send you to specialists at the the Navy base in Norfolk, Virginia. At the time, I was in North Carolina. So they sent me to Norfolk, Virginia to get more in-depth tests. Come to find out that I have what's called focal glomeruloscleritis, and it's called FSGS, right? And they give me the news. I'm like, okay. And again, you have to realize, I keep saying this because this is very important for my state of mind. I'm a 20-year-old Marine. I am invincible. These are just words going in one ear out the other. Okay, what do I just tell me what to do next? Right? So I go back to the barracks. I'm living my life. Then I go back to Norfolk. The doctor has the results. He's like, young man, you have this disease. Um, we're going to put you on they gave me the option. We can put you on high dose steroids and try to fix your kidneys, or we can discharge you out of the Marine Corps and you can get help in the private sector. I said, just fix me. They put me on 50 milligrams of prednisone every day to shock my kidneys. Now this was a long time ago, and I'm just a young Marine following orders. I would have never accepted that today, right? Because we know I would have pursued more of a spiritual, prayer regimen, because we served the great physician, and I would have took some more natural remedies, right? But that wasn't the case. So I took the 50 milligrams every day without any real education. I wasn't aware of the side effect of increased appetite. Deep tea. I was drinking 40 ounces of malt liquor and eating Strombolis like it was
You're
nothing.
not supposed to drink liquid when you have when
Oh,
you're
really? Oh,
when
really, Deep tea?
you're not supposed to drink liquid. My dad
Oh,
used to
really?
drink a
You,
lot.
how about this, Deepti? If you want to get in a time machine and go back about 40 years and tell that young invincible Marine that that's what he wasn't supposed to do, then that would be awesome. But at the time, I didn't know that. So I gained 50 pounds, blew up. I'm out of the Marine Corps and I'm into the private sector, living my life. 2 years later, I was on dialysis and that's how my journey began.
So you started with the hemodialysis or peritoneal dialysis? That's my next
Started
question.
with hemo. So as you've probably figured out, I'm a very spiritually God-fearing man, right?
Yes.
And I believe, so I was on peritoneal, I was in hemo, I was at home hemo. I, anything that a dialysis patient deals with, any modality, any condition, I had it, right? Because I know it was God's way of preparing me to be a dialysis coach and be able to talk to everyone and be able to relate with everyone. Nobody I talk to has been through something that I haven't.
Yeah.
So I believe because of that, I'm in a unique position to help people in this journey. So to answer your question, yes, I've tried all modalities.
Oh, wow. And
Mhm.
then, when did you get your first transplant from a living donor or a deceased donor? And what age did you got your first transplant?
So I was about what was I? I was about 20, maybe I was about 23 when I got my first kidney transplant. And I got it from a deceased donor. And here's the thing, um, people listening to us talk right now may or may not know what this means, but I received a six integer match, meaning it was a perfect kidney. It was almost like I had a long lost twin brother somewhere that I didn't know about. He died, and I got his kidney. That's how perfect the match was. That's how good God is. That's how He shows His grace and mercy towards me, right? But as we talked about earlier in the conversation, I was young and dumb. I didn't appreciate it, and I didn't take my meds on time. I was living in a bad environment. I was living an ungodly life, and my kidney failed.
I'm sorry to hear about that.
No, you don't. No, no, don't apologize. This is my story, right? And if I hadn't gone through all that, I wouldn't be able to help the other person who was in that same situation, right?
Yes.
So this is something I teach my clients that I coach. Like nothing happens to you. Nothing bad happens to you. It either works for you or works on you, right? Romans 8:28 says all things, not some things, all things work to the good to those who love God and are thee called according to his purpose. So everything works for you. It's all about mindset. It's all about perspective.
Yeah. And how old? How did the first? How long did the first transplant lasted?
Lasted a year and a half. Then after that, I was on dialysis for 14 years because again, I wasn't living right. Um, I was in the streets. I was selling drugs. I was drinking, smoking, doing all that, right? And transplant, they're very strict about who they give a kidney to. So it took me 14 years for me to become the person that could receive the second transplant.
Wow. And when did you got the second transplant eventually?
Got the second transplant in 2012. That transplant lasted 5 years. And how about this for a testimony? I was diagnosed with bladder cancer, but here's how they discovered the bladder cancer. I got my transplant, and as you may or may not know, they insert a stent in your ureter to open it
Yes.
up, blood can flow.
Yep.
6 weeks later, they went in cystopically, that's the camera through the urethra, and in the camera, he saw when he was going to remove the stent. I can still remember it like it's yesterday. I was laying on the table, right? And he said, Mr. Sneed, take a look. And I looked over at the screen, and there were like 15 tumors in my bladder. I saw them. And he said, okay. So from then, we went through the process of of testing, see if they were cancerous. I went to University of Penn Hospital in Philadelphia, one of the best hospitals in the world, and a man by the name of Dr. Thomas Guzzo. How about this? It's no accidents. Thomas Guzzo was the son of my nephrologist in Pennsylvania. This man went in there. He saved my life. He removed my bladder. He removed my prostate. It was all found to be cancerous, right? He also created what's called an ileoconduit, meaning he, the ureter coming from the new kidney that I just got, since it can't go to the bladder to deposit the urine, it has to have an outlet. So he created a stoma, which is a hole in my stomach. So now that once the kidney produces the urine, it comes out into a urostomy, right? But after he did the surgery, he gave me like it's a blessing and a curse. He gave me antibiotic that was nephrotoxic to my kidney. So he saved my life, but the surgery killed my kidney. Excuse me. That shit. So again, that's all outlined in the book. And then 2017, kidney failed, and here I am before you, back on the transplant list, waiting for a third. But in that
Oh,
time, since my kidney failed 8 years ago, I've been living for Christ Jesus, and I've been following the message that my God the Father gave me. When I wrote this book, I did this 40-day fast, and on day 38, during the fast, He revealed to me that my calling is to help dialysis patients. That's why all my life leading up to this came to this point so that I can use all the experience that I just told you about to help others.
that's so nice of you to come and share your story. Your story. Your story is remarkable.
Mhm, mhm. We all have a remarkable story, but this is
Yeah.
mine. You have yours as well. And look what you're doing. Your journey from all that you've been through led you to create this incredible app.
Not say thanks to you. Thank you so much, Troy. And can you stop the recording here itself so that we can talk the things which other stuff as well?
Sure,
I think this is
sure.
good
And
enough.
thank you as well. Thank you as well.
Yeah. Okay, now it's stopped, right?